In Give the World Away, the 13th episode of Yellowstone's 5th season, Beth and Case Dutton work to save the Yellowstone Dutton Ranch, employing different strategies. Beth uses harsh tactics, while Case opts for a more calculated approach. Beth also consoles Tia following C's death. Meanwhile, Jamie Dutton seeks help from an unexpected source. In the opening scene of Give the World Away, Rip Wheeler organizes an auction to sell the tractors and horses owned by the Yellowstone Dutton Ranch. He is beholden to his wife and boss, Beth Dutton, and does what she says, but he is bewildered as to how to run the ranch in the event that she decides to sell it all. Beth explains to him that the ranch must settle its debt and taxes, and that there is no other option. Her mission, after briefing Rip, is to supervise the sale of a priceless horse at BOS Ranch in Western Lake, Texas. Beth finds it remarkable that the horseman sells the horse for $3 million, despite its $2 million value. Despite her intolerance of Travis Wheatley's Hess, when she thinks about how much the remaining horses and ranch property are worth, she knows she wants him in Montana to run the auction and secure the greatest possible price. He is prepared to arrive, but insists on playing strip poker with his companion beforehand. After a disastrous performance in the round, Beth gets ready to undress, but he stops her. Travis assures her he will be there at the ranch the following morning for the auction, but he is joking. As Beth gets down to business with the auction details, Jamie Dutton calls to tell her to quit looking for him. He warns her that he is privy to all information regarding John Dutton and the 2 biological offspring of the Dutton patriarch who have survived. He is prepared to come clean about them, if only his adoptive sister would quit attempting to discredit him. She listens to his tirade, and then makes it clear that she doesn't care about his words or actions. His threats will mean nothing to Beth because she plans to kill him in due time. John Dutton's body is prepared to be released from the coroner's office just before the auction begins. According to Case Dutton, Monica Long Dutton must stand up because Beth lacks the strength to collect the same. She tells her sister and brother that she will arrange for John to be brought to the ranch for the funeral. A state funeral is not what the present Dutton matriarch has in mind for her father's burial. Her dream is to throw a small ceremony where just his cowboys and family will be present. Senator Lionel Perry is still invited to the funeral by her, despite her growing weariness of the ranch festivities. She insists on making an appearance. The ranch is paying tribute to John, who died defending cowboy tradition, and Colby, who died doing his job as a cowboy. Before the bidding battle begins, Tia hides in the bunkhouse since she is too weak to join in the celebrations. Beth tries to console the former while she follows. She drags the cowgirl to a bar in an effort to divert her attention, where the 2 of them humiliate several out-of-towners who are hoping to acquire free drinks from the 2 ladies in exchange for their sexual favors. Even though the Dutton Ranch is shrouded in sadness and death, the sale goes off without a hitch. The Turnpike Troubadours show up and play a couple of songs to liven up the event. Even if the ranch's cowboys don't have much fun, the guests do. It has dawned on them that there is just no longer any employment opportunity there. Rip wants just his best friend and mentor, Lloyd Pierce, and Carter to manage the ranch because he expects very little from it. Lloyd has worked his way up the ladder and earned the right to call the ranch his home after more than 40 years of residency there. Rip thinks Ryan did an outstanding job in Texas and wants him to add a wagon boss to his resume. Like everyone else, Walker is getting ready to go back to Texas when the media and the government probe Sarah Atwood's personal life and their connection too deeply. Jamie Dutton becomes an easy target. The investigating police bring a search warrant to Market Equity's office and prepare to seize documents from there. As the investigation continues, the media sensationalizes the sexual relationship between Jamie and Sarah, which has a devastating effect on his reputation, threatening to kill him. Just making things worse, Beth, as a result of Jamie's inward descent into despair, is able to reconcile with Christina, who was his lover, campaign manager, and child's mother. Christina questions Jamie about the veracity of the information she has gathered on him from the media. He comes clean about his sexual involvement with Sarah and their time spent working on a development project for Market Equities. But he keeps quiet about how Sarah carried out John's murder according to his orders, fearing for the safety of their child. The ex-campaign manager devises a scheme to restore Jamie's standing in the industry. She hopes her youngster doesn't inherit his father's shame. Jamie is asked by Christina to put the blame on Sarah for their crimes so that he can escape the media, and the press have been publishing defamatory tales about Jamie. So, Christina wants him to publicly deny having a sexual relationship with Sarah. She is confident her strategy will be successful, so long as his DNA is not detected in her. Her encouragement has Jamie thinking about the possibility of them reconciling as a couple again. As Beth Dutton endeavors to salvage the Dutton Ranch through the sale of the horses and livestock, Case mulls over a different course of action. Even with his wife Monica, he refuses to divulge the information. Following the auction, his sister gives him the good news. They were able to gather about $30 million, which will allow them to keep the ranch for another year. A proposal that permanently alters the property's destiny is being considered by the livestock commissioner. Despite the car's $300,000 value, he asks her about the sales tax if he purchases it from her for $1. Beth clarifies that the item's value is irrelevant to the tax because it is based on the buyer's purchase. It takes Beth little time at all after this example to grasp Case's intention. Her brother is thinking of selling the ranch to a reliable friend for the same amount as her name, so they may save money and avoid paying sales tax. He does not, however, disclose his intended purchaser of the property. The most likely candidate is Chief Thomas Rainwater, who has assured the Dutton siblings that he will be there for them in an emergency. They should have faith in him without reservation since he is a man of honor. It tells a lot about the character of the Native American leader, Rainwater, that even John Dutton revered him, as Beth knows. Despite the success of the plan, Kay shows little enthusiasm about taking over the family ranch, a choice that will have far-reaching consequences.